some information will automatically flow from one module to another module. This is all activities which are going to be taken by system, meaning here maintaining the items, stocking, planning, this is all going to be done by the users of inventory department. But once you execute planning reports, my application is forwarding the data to purchasing department. And when my purchasing department has received, imported the requisitions and submitted for approval, automatically my application is taking the data to human resources management system for approvals. Now again, here once it got approved, my application is going to check for this particular item, do we have an approved supplier or not. If you have an approved supplier, will identify the agreement of that supplier and automatically creates a PO. So this is all the process which is automated by your application, meaning, so it is not that every document, every activity we have to do it on our own. Most of the activities are going to be performed by our applications automatically. That is what I mean to say business process is about here. Okay, now once it is a PO is created, meaning a PO is created, the PO is created either through this automatic process or by manual, by performing quotation analysis, and here we send this PO to our supplier. And what the supplier does here, here we receive the goods. We receive the goods, and from here we deliver the goods to stores. We receive the goods and we deliver the goods to stores. Once we deliver the goods to stores, the stock levels in the inventory will increase. Are you getting the point? This is how the stock is going to come. But is that process is over here? Is the process is over here? No. Still, now whatever the goods that we have purchased for that, we now have to make the payment. So once after receiving and delivering the stocks to us, now the payables process is going to start. So according to my payables process, the supplier is going to send an invoice to us. Here we are going to create an invoice. Now the point is, here ordered is my PO department, delivered to my stores department. Maybe sometimes before delivering to the stores, I'll just, before delivering to the stores, sometimes before delivering the stores, we send it to which one? The quality department. Here we are going to test the products before we deliver it to our stores. So once, meaning received by PO department, tested by quality department, and delivered to my stores department. Now the supplier has supplier has delivered the goods. Sorry, supplier is sent the invoice to us. Now, can we directly make the payment to this particular supplier, or do we need to cross verify whether the details of this invoice is correct or not? So what we do is, we, after receiving the invoice, we perform matching to compare invoice details with the PO details or quality or what we exactly have delivered. Meaning, instead of you, the payables department, calling PO department, inventory department, quality department, and gathering all the information, and instead of you doing it, you just simply perform this matching process. Based on this matching process, it is going to compare my invoice with all this. If there is any mismatch, between your invoice quantity and receipt quantity, quality, and delivered to my stores, then this it is going to check for exceptions. If you have any exceptions, yes, then these invoices will apply the hold. No, meaning it is ready to make the payment. Ready to make the payment. Am I clear on this point here? Now holds meaning we have to either again we have to correct or release manually. Meaning if it is a small exception, we can release it manually. If it is a major exception, we have to correct it, and again we have to resubmit this for validation. Now once it is released, it is now eligible for making the payment. Now once you make the payment, automatically the payment will be transferred to cash management module. Say I have issued a check now, but a check, when I issued a check to a check, I mean, I have made a payment as a check here. When I have issued the payment to my supplier, the supplier will deposit my check into their bank account. The banker will send my payment to the clearing house. But how do I know whether my check is cleared or not? How do I know whether my check is cleared or not? So this is transferred to cash management module. This is transferred to cash management module, and here we are going to perform bank reconciliations. Once after performing this bank reconciliations, we are going to create create accounting process. What happens when I submit create accounting process is automatically the data, meaning it is going to process create accounting for the invoices, payments, receiving, delivery. For all these transactions, an accounting entry is created and transferred to SLA, that is subledger accounting, and here it is going to create.
Sir, so you mean to say that until this time the accounting entries are not created for whatever transactions we have created?
No. You can also create accounting immediately after receiving the goods. You can also create accounting once you deliver the goods. We can also create individually for creating the invoices, payments. I'm just talking in general. Meaning after reconciliations, without reconciliation also we can create accounting. But overall, if you wanted to create accounting process, we have to submit create accounting process.
So you mean to say that we have an option to create all the accounting entries at a single point of time for whatever the transactions we have created?
No, actually in EBS what happens is, your guess is correct. We have to submit create accounting process for each subledger. Subledger meaning we have to run this create accounting process for purchasing or receiving separately, in payable separately, in cash management separately. Like this, we have to submit create accounting process individually for each and every subledger. Am I clear on this point?
Okay, yeah.
So here it is going to create
Can you please repeat the point?
Now, what I mean to tell you is, the doubt is, do we have a single process of create accounting for all the above transactions? I said no. We have to submit this create accounting process individually for each and every supplier. Meaning, here you can say okay. So we have to submit create accounting for receiving. This is create accounting process for payables.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Got the point?
Yes, yes.
But when we are receiving the, sorry, when we are receiving into our stores, program is submitted manually for each of the transactions, about transaction.
No, yeah, say we have two options. Either we can submit for individual transactions, or for all the transactions processed in a particular day or a week, we can submit one thread or one process for all the transactions. It depends. Like for example, we created 100 invoices. Now for 100 invoices at a time, I wanted to create accounting. We can just simply submit create accounting process here. We have an option to submit create accounting invoices. Am I clear on this point?
Sir.
Yes.
So SLA journals, SLA balances, and finally here we are going to initiate transfer entries to GL. Once we initiate this process, now the journals will get created in GL. Here it is going to create journals. Now here what I mean to tell you is, again, once the transactions are created in all these subledgers, once we submit this create accounting process, automatically the entries are going to be transferred into my GL. Meaning this is all being, meaning who's going to transfer the data from inventory to purchasing? It is my application. And who's going to transfer the required documents for approval to HRMS is, once we submit for approval, is that is application. Now who's going to create the PO automatically? And who's going to check whether all the details of the invoice is correct or not is by matching process, that is. So most of these activities are going to be performed by applications here. So business process is nothing but a set of activities required to be performed in a particular order in order to complete a particular business task. Now the business process, what I have discussed, is for procurement process. Like this, we have the business processes for recruitment, sales, projects. Can you mute from your side, please? Okay. So this is the business process. So set of activities required to be performed in order to complete a particular. So most of these activities and the business information is going to flow automatically from one module to another module, which are all going to be taken care by my application. That is what I mean to say here, this business process here. So every ERP product, I think this is only have discussed about procure to pay process. We have several other processes like sales process, manufacturing process, projects process, and many other process. So every ERP should come with its own business process. Now, how a client is going to decide which ERP is best suitable according to their business requirement is, because we have seen it is not about popularity like Oracle applications or SAP or whoever is going to promote good, meaning it is not like a product that I can buy. So the company is going to perform a thorough analysis about their business process, compare their existing business process with the business process of this ERP product, and whichever the ERP product which is very close to their business requirements, the client is going to opt for that particular ERP. So I cannot say that ERP Oracle EBS is suitable for all type of organizations. Sometimes it all depends upon their business requirement. So every ERP is going to come with its own business process, and every ERP is okay. Another point here is, now here this is client, and this is my ERP vendor. Now my client has performed, meaning business process for financials, according to the standard business process, meaning business process of the client. This is the business process of the client. This is the process of my vendor. That is business process of applications. ERP vendor, here I'll take it as Oracle apps. Now, say, just try to understand. Now, when we have studied the business process for financials, that is SCM, supply chain management, and this is HRMS. Meaning they found that according to the financials, they have to perform some 100 business activities. Meaning they want a form to process journals, posting the journals, creating the budgets. Like this, they have created a requirement. So they need some 100 activities. So here we have 120 activities. Here we have to perform some 200 activities in HRMS, creating an employee, recruitment, payroll. Like this, they have created some 100 activities. So this they have to compare with the business process of the applications. Say out of this, meaning maybe it has provided 200, meaning actual functions, 200 actual functions are going to come from this particular product as a part of financials, but they need only 100. But these 100, when I compared, it is supporting, okay, I'll say in short, it is supporting only 80%. Meaning whatever the tasks which are required as 100%, meaning according to these applications, we found only 80%. Meaning still there is a gap of 20%. Now, how do we fill this gap? Are you getting the point? Now, I can say none of the ERP is going to satisfy 100% of the business requirement of the client. Still, there is some gap. Now, the issue here is, how do we fill this gap here? How do we fill this gap here? So here, as a part of this gap, like meaning remaining 20% of the business functions, how they do is they go for customizations, meaning my ERP product is flexible for customizations. Customizations meaning where we can develop a new business functions or a new form or a new report or modify existing reports. So this is all, meaning my product is flexible for customizations, and my product is also flexible for, meaning forms and reports, tables, all these data models are already created in my application. But in some cases, in a particular form, maybe some field is showing as optional, that I wanted to make it as mandatory, or you wanted to change the look and feel of the form, or a field optional to mandatory, mandatory to optional, or you wanted to write any small validations on that particular field, and all that all can be done using this personalizations. Meaning my product should also support this personalization. and it is also possible for you to develop any new party and integrate with our applications, meaning all the way when you have developed any new application, that also you can integrate with your ERP product. So these are all the salient features of an ERP product, meaning an ERP product is going to provide the product families. Product families are divided into modules. Modules are again further classified as business functions, and each ERP product is supposed to come with its own business process to automate the process flow of the data from one module to another module, and the product should be flexible for customizations, personalizations, and integrations. So this is all about just to have understand what is ERP product and all. From tomorrow, we are going to start our main sessions. That is, directly we are going to start with Oracle applications. So before we start with Oracle applications, first we'll create an organization structure. First we'll understand organization structure, then we'll create our organization structure. Any questions, please?
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, can you please go to sheet 2, Excel sheet 2? Sir, whenever it is doing validations, receive and deliver matching process, we are going to create AP invoice, correct?
Yes.
So before to that, is this matching process manually will do or systematically?
No, we have to manually submit the invoices for matching. As soon as we
okay.
validation.
Suppose any exception happened.
Mm.
Okay. Any exception happened, you have mentioned that the hold will apply on the AP invoice.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So that hold also systematically it will do?
Yeah, system will automatically apply the hold. Meaning, what I mean to say, the invoice is created manually. Will submit matching process. How many exceptions are occurred, that all holds will be applied automatically.
Okay. So it is completely systematically based on the exceptions.
Yes. Which are all the conditions which are going to fail, accordingly by the holds.
Okay. Clear. Thank you.
Welcome.
Sir, what will be the duration for this course?
Duration will be 2.5 months, Rajkumar.
Okay. Monday to Saturday, right?
Yeah. Monday to Saturday.
So including Saturday as well?
Including Saturday.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, nice talking to you all. We'll meet tomorrow and we'll discuss about this multi-org structure tomorrow. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.